I recently went on a work trip to DC for 3 days and 2 nights. So in this video, I'll be using that to show you how to get organized for your trip, what to pack and why, and then most importantly, how to effectively fit everything into your carry-on suitcase. So let's get packing. My name is Aida De La Fuente and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Step 1, get organized. Let's be honest, the majority of people wait until the last minute to pack. So do yourself a favor and think about what you're going to pack at least a few days in advance. What do you need to think about? Why are you going on this trip? How long are you going for? What is the weather at the destination look like? Now that we got the brain juices on how to get organized for a trip, we move on to the next step, the clothes. My biggest tip here is to shop your closet first. If you're going on a work trip, that means you're a working professional and you more than likely have workwear already in your closet. If you look at your closet and realize you don't have a specific attire for an activity or an event for your work trip, then go out and do some shopping. But don't overcomplicate your life if you don't need. My trip to DC was business professional attire. Knowing that, let's go shop my closet. Welcome into my closet. Now, before we get into the actual shopping of the closet, I want to talk about the various packing methods. I think having a packing method is going to be really important because it's going to allow you to streamline your thoughts. There is the 3-3-3 method, which means 3 tops, 3 bottoms, 3 shoes. The 5-4-3-2-1 method, which means 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 3 shoes, 2 dresses, 1 accessory. You get the picture. For a 3-day trip, I think these couple of methods are a bit of an overkill and better utilized when you're going on a week-long, 2-week-long trip. So for my 3-day trip, I've come up with my own method, which is 3-2-1. 3 tops, 2 bottoms, and 1 pair of shoes. Now that we've determined the method in which we're packing, we want to pack in the right sequence. Most individuals pick their clothes and then their shoes. I find that if I pick my outfits first, I get backed in a corner and I end up overpacking shoes, which take up a lot of space because I'm trying to match my shoes to every outfit on my trip. So opt to pick your shoes first. Plus, if your work trip requires you to be on your feet the whole time, you know that you're picking a comfortable shoe rather than having a nice outfit and suffering all day with sore feet and blisters. I opted for 1 pair of shoes because I knew that's all I needed. I looked at my schedule and I saw I had meetings and dinners back to back to back where I wasn't going to have time to transition out of my clothes. Think practically and look at the facts. My trip, I opted for these black leather boots. The pointed square toe in the kitten heel gives it a nice, elegant look to align with the business professional attire that was required to wear. While the height of these boots is a little bit taller than an ankle boot, there's plenty of room at the top that gives it a little give, so I know my ankles won't be compressed and I'll be comfortable walking in these all day. Now that we know what shoes we're going to pack for the trip, we want to focus on the clothes that match those shoes. The goal here is comfort, but you also want to think about selecting pieces that focus on your silhouette, have different colors, different textures. This will allow you to re-wear your clothes without it looking like you're re-wearing your clothes throughout your trip. I picked a pair of gray wool pants. When I was going to DC, it was going to be 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So I needed to ensure that I was going to be warm all day. And these wool pants did that for me. For a top, I went with a silk turtleneck. Silk material is great. It contrasts the wool material from the pant and creates interest. And silk alone has great breathability, but also adds a nice touch of elegance. Now that we have the basics, we want to add the finishing touches. I made sure to pair this with a black belt about 1 inch wide. You want to attract the eye, but not take over the whole look. A belt is often an overlooked accessory and it doesn't take up a lot of room. Adding a belt gives you a nice silhouette and a great finishing touch to a professional look. Finally, a blazer. This is going to be my top layering. I'm traveling in the winter and conference rooms tend to run cold, so adding a nice structured blazer to the look will give you that professional look, but also keep you warm. On to look number 2. For this look, I went with a black turtleneck, because who doesn't look good in a black turtleneck? Whether it's loose or if it's fitted. This one's a little bit looser, so it gives me that breathability, but then also soft, so it gives me that sense of comfort as well. I'm pairing this with a navy tailored trouser. Having a tailored trouser in your workwear lineup is perfect because it gives you that professional and polished look that you're hoping to achieve. And can we talk about this color combination? I know most people think it's a faux pas to pair black and navy together, but I'm here to tell you this is the most elegant color combination that you can make, and always one that you can fall back on when you don't know what to wear. To finish the look, I'm using the same black belt as look number 1 to give myself a bit of a silhouette, and then add another layering piece with the structured blazer from look number 1 as well. For the final look of my trip, I am going to wear my same gray wool pant. You want to be strategic when you are re-wearing a staple piece like a pant. It takes up over half your body, so it's a little bit more memorable. So I like to space it out between days so it looks like a whole new look. I'm pairing this wool pant with a light gray turtleneck. It is the winter, so I'm going for all turtlenecks for the week. And it's going to be a nice monochromatic look. Whenever you're in doubt or don't know what color combinations to make, go for a same tonal look. It adds a great touch of elegance. I am opting for the same black belt for the week and finishing it off with the same black structured blazer. Now that we have our basic outfits selected, we want to think about those transitional moments. Personally, if you're wearing business professional attire, I don't feel like it's necessary for you to transition into your nighttime dinner attire. Because if you're opting for comfort, you're going to be comfortable in that workwear attire from day into night. That said, there is a transitional item that you can pack to remove that workwear feel. And that's with a clutch. Ladies, leave your giant work tote in the hotel room and opt for a nice clutch to give you that day to night look and feel. A clutch is great because if you have a happy hour, you can still have the clutch with all your things, but give yourself enough hands to hold a drink and have lovely conversation. Lastly, want to ensure that you're packing a coat, especially in the winter time. For my trip, I opted for for this gray wool blend coat and this scarf as well. This scarf was integral to keep me warm, but a scarf is also a great way to add a fun accessory if you like to opt for a little bit more color. The long gray wool coat kept with the polished look that I was going for, but also kept me warm from head to toe. A great addition to any trip. Listen up. This is a step in the packing journey that most people miss and what I feel like is the most important. I know it's a pain, but it is critical that you do this. And that is the try-on haul. We just spend all this time picking out what we want to wear, but we want to ensure what we've picked out we like, they go together, and they're comfortable. And the only way to do that is to try everything on and think about it as a dress rehearsal for your trip. Trust me, your future self will thank you.
Step 3, packing. We're starting with our luggage. For my work trips, I always use a carry-on and a backpack. You want to invest in a carry-on with 360-degree wheels for smooth travels. I like an added lock for security measures. My backpack is big and spacious with various compartments. I especially love the strap in the back to easily attach it to my carry-on. This will alleviate any potential for back or shoulder soreness and free up your hands during your travels. The storage. In my luggage, I like to compartmentalize everything I put in it. For my backpack, I like for my storage items to all have zippers to ensure no spillage. I have storage for my tech items, storage for my pens and highlighters, everything has to be color-coded, and then a nice big quilted duffel with a bonus of a handle for multi-use. I always keep these items stuffed with the paper it comes with so they never lose their shape. I like to have everything grouped in a pouch so I know where to go for what and I'm not endlessly digging throughout my backpack. Now, my carry-on. And yes, I'm on the floor because I will never pack putting my dirty suitcase on my bed. Here, I follow the same concepts as my backpack but with additional items. I always have a large toiletries bag. Again, in this bag, I keep papers in it to maintain its form. I also like to use a travel jewelry organizer. This will prevent my jewelry from getting tangled because detangling necklaces is actually the worst activity you can do on a trip, and it keeps it all in one place. A shoe bag is essential because shoes are dirty and I want to protect all other items from dirt and debris, and an undergarments bag to keep those items delicate and protected and contained. Ensure your suitcase can expand for when you go on longer trips. It's a great feature to have when you need the added wiggle room without compressing too much in one carry-on. Finally, the second compartment with the zipper is where I store all my clothes. Packing your luggage. When I pack, I like to start with the suitcase fully expanded, just in case. I bring a styling brush for an easy way to style my hair and add volume and shine. Then I puzzle in my items, starting with those with the most structure and form. My shoe bag is always first. Technically, I'm wearing my shoes on travel day, but wanted to show you the effect. Followed by my toiletries bag, and then my undergarments bag, finding wherever there's a flat surface to place it. There's a perfect spot for my jewelry bag, and then to fill out the space, I add my clutch. Other miscellaneous items I like to add on top, like a brush or any sort of headband that I don't want to fold up. And I almost forgot. Pending the time of year, I strategically fold my blazer to avoid wrinkles and gently layer it on top. This may be controversial, but I do not like to use packing cubes for when I'm packing my clothing. Instead, I look at the garments and see how it will pack based on the size, thickness, and material. I want to avoid as many wrinkles as possible. The more flat I can keep my clothes, the better. I rolled up my purple silk blouse because it's best to place silk like this because rolling minimizes the rest of the wrinkles since fabric is so delicate. Oh, And do not forget pajamas. The clothing is now done and I zip up my suitcase, ready to go. Finally, the backpack. I obviously love compartments, so I like to categorize my spaces so I know where to go for what. The extra padded section is where I put my work items. That includes chargers, a laptop, and any notebooks I need to bring on my trip. I zip that up and then move to the larger area, which is where I have my storage items. The larger bag contains my everyday items, eyeglasses, a pouch with cosmetic and traveling necessities, and my medications. Again, all sorted in bags for easy access and retrieval. Next, I have the pouch with all my pens and markers. This is zipped up to avoid any coloring accidents in my bag, because I know we've all had that once in our lifetime. Finally, my tech case. This is where I have my AirPods, a mouse, because I cannot work without it when I'm traveling, and then the quintessential portable charger for a long day of meetings to ensure you have enough juice on your phone. And then naturally, a phone charger. I zip that all up and I put that back in my suitcase. That second layer is done. Finally, I keep my wallet in the top pocket for easy access for when I'm traveling the airport.
And we're ready to go on our trip. I hope you found this video helpful and found a few nuggets to take away with you on the next time you go on a work trip. If you like this video, please comment some of your favorite moments and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, adios.